All right, welcome in to a special edition of the Jordy Culotta Show, brought to you by Hutco Roofing, our friends over at Hutco. Remember, HutcoRoofing.com. Do business with people you know. Of course, Ryan Terrio and his crew over there over at Hutco Roofing. Storm season on the way, so if you don't have a roofer, get in touch with Hutco. Been cool to get to know this roster, this staff for LSU football as they head into fall camp, which begins tomorrow for LSU. They report, they'll get fitted for uniforms, for helmets, for everything that they'll be geared up for getting into fall camp, and then it's on the field, man, and getting ready for Florida State inside of the Caesars Sportsbook Superdome, which is going to feature LSU, and it'll also feature a New Orleans native, my man Kolbe Fields, who spent last season in South Carolina, but he's from New Orleans. He's a Rummel Raider, and he is now back here at LSU with a lot more football left to play. What's up, man? Yeah. I appreciate you stopping in. What's going on?
I appreciate y'all for having me, man.
Yeah, man. We ask a lot of whether it's new staffers or new players on the roster, how you got back to LSU. You're a Louisiana native. How did you end up on LSU's roster?
Well, it all started when my grandma got sick back at the crib. So I had I was going through it my last 2 weeks up there in South Carolina. My grandma had got cancer. And, you know, when you're like a kid from New Orleans, you learn a long way from home. My family is everything to me. So I had to get back home somehow. So I hit the portal. I was hoping and being able to get to play at LSU, but I didn't know for sure that was going to happen.
Wow.
So when I hit the portal, I got the call from Sherman, my old recruiter. He was like, man, I always told you I was going to come get you again one day because I was committed to him at Memphis. So when I got that call, man, it was like a no-brainer. Like, it was like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go now. So the day I got the offer, like the next day I was already in the portal. So the next day I had left and went home, and I got to see my grandma the next day after that, and she passed away.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was comfortable. It was good knowing that I got to see her before she went out.
Yeah.
And she was happy that she got to see me. And she was like, I'm just happy you get to go to LSU to wear that purple and gold. And I was like, I know, Grandma, I know. And she was like, she just told me not to come back. And I kind of like, I already knew what it was when she told me that. So when she told me that, I was like, I love you. And she was like, I love you too. And I was like, I'm just going to put on for you. And that was
nice,
that.
Bro. That's a great story, man.
Yeah, sure.
How close was LSU to you in recruiting? How close were you to LSU in recruiting when you were in high school?
Coming out of high school, they had wanted me to come to a camp, but I wasn't a big camper guy. Like they had came see me play and everything, but I wasn't. They wanted me to work out with them, and I wasn't that type of kid to feel like I had to work out for a team. Like, I don't know if it's not nothing selfish or anything. It's just that's just how I felt. And I had just got my offer to South Carolina. I was like, I'm gonna just thug it out at South Carolina. But you know, God has everything planned out for a reason.
Take me to last year. What did you learn in your one season in college football? You played 4 games.
Yeah, I learned humbleness, because like when you go to college, like you expect big things off rip. You know what I'm saying? Like they tell you all type of things in your recruitment process. And I got up there and I killed during the summer, like a fall camp. It's just that you can't trust everybody, and just kind of focus on yourself and every day get better on something that you weren't good at the day before. That's how I looked at the little things out there. Yeah.
How has the time been in Baton Rouge? How have you found your development going since you've been down here at LSU?
Oh, it's been all love. It's like, well, I'm back at home for sure. I'm an hour away from New Orleans. You know, I get to see my mom every weekend, all my family. I love the coaching staff here. I love all the people, the fans, everybody, just, you know, that Southern hospitality.
Yeah, were you able to come in spring?
Yeah, I was here throughout the whole spring, but I was hurt. You know, I had 2 extra bones in my ankle, and I had got surgery right after the spring game, and the recovery time was like 6 weeks, so I'm 100% now, and I'm be ready to go for fall camp.
So your health's good?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the summer been like?
It's been work. We had finally got a little 2-week break off, but you know, I had class and stuff, so I really couldn't get to go home, but it's been work. I put on 14 pounds since I've been here.
Wow.
Yeah, over the summer, yeah.
So, I mean, the scouting report on you is that you could run.
Oh, yeah. I'm moving.
So, with 14 pounds, extra pounds, you still moving?
I'm 222, and I'll probably top out at like 21.8 miles per hour, yeah.
Wow. So, how much of the GPS stuff do you pay attention to? I know that's big with Coach Flint, right?
Yeah, it's big, but I don't try to take too much attention to it because, like, a guy can run 22 miles per hour, weigh certain, but still, like, get on the field, you know, not be up to par. So I take notes into it, like, but I try to focus more on my craft every day, too, like to be able to perform on the field and not just be able to put up those good numbers.
Yeah, you're comfortable at LSU, right?
Oh,
It
yeah.
didn't take you a lot of time to acclimate. You spent a lot of time in Baton Rouge when 2019 with that squad, right?
Yeah,
With Jamar and them, huh?
Yeah, I came up here like my whole senior year in high school. I used to come up here because my friend Corey Moore played here.
Yeah.
And I used to come up here, Pig, Quentin Cage used
Yeah.
to play here, and I used to come up here like every weekend just to come check those dudes out, seeing how the living was, because, you know, they're a year older than me.
Yeah.
And that's really how I got acclimated to the college experience, coming up here, just seeing how the guys move up here and stuff. And it kind of helped me move how I moved at South Carolina, really.
Yeah. What's your relationship like with Brian Kelly?
Brian Kelly, he's a businessman for sure. He's gonna help us off the field a lot as far as NIL deals and the business side of things. And I feel like he's a great guy. He's a man of his word.
Yeah.
When he told me that I had a full scholarship to come here and I needed to come, you know what I'm saying? That's all I had to hear from him. And when I heard that from him and I got here, everything that he said has transpired. So he's a great guy in my books.
Your linebacker room, very athletic.
Yeah.
Right? What do you make of the room overall, the competition in your room and the guys you're playing alongside?
Oh, yeah, it's a room full of competition. A lot of great guys. We all love each other, and we all push each other every day to be better. And, I mean, great competition makes the best out of everybody.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about it. It's a good thing that we have competition.
What's it been like with Coach House?
Oh, Coach House, he a good dude. He a real smart dude, too. He breaks things down to where you can understand it easier. And I really believe in his scheme and things that he have us doing. Mm-hmm. So I feel like all they do is tell us trust the process. So I feel like if we trust the process, I feel like the sky's the limit.
And he's your linebackers coach, right? That helps you
coach.
out, I'm sure, with the defensive coordinator.
The defensive coordinator in your room, so
yeah.
The inside scoop of everything you going to get first.
Yeah.
So, like, any little inputs that he has that we going to know first for sure when we go out there on the practice field.
Yeah. Strong side backer, is that where you're most comfortable?
I'm in a boundary. I play the boundary well.
Okay, so you can guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get outside the box a little bit, inside the box. I can run and stuff, so
yeah.
that's what helped me.
Absolutely. You feel comfortable in coverage.
Yeah, for sure. I played safety in high school, middle safety.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You feel like a safety. So I'd imagine with the tight ends and the way that they use those in football now, that's you, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's why, football is starting to get more to like a hybrid type of deal. So, if you got a hybrid tight end, you can't have a run stopper linebacker trying to check a hybrid tight end the whole game. You're going to get beat a few times or more than a few. So I feel like the way I pride my game on is to be versatile. So, I could stop the pass as much as I can stop the run. Or I can stop the run as much as I can stop the pass. There's nothing I feel like I can't do.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You got to be fired up for the opener in New Orleans.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Damn,
I'm going to have everybody there.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Everybody back home's talking about that.
Oh, yeah. Every time I go back home, oh, man, Florida State in the Superdome. I'm like, yeah, we there.
Yeah. So you're one of the new faces, but what was it like putting together so many new faces into a football locker room, right? I mean, I imagine that's a hell of a gamble, right? I mean, you got a bunch of alphas up in there just kind of trying to figure it out. What was that like, everybody kind of getting acclimated and adjusted to one another?
I mean, it wasn't really too big for me because I kind of knew the faces coming here before I came here. So, Greg Brooks and Joe and all those guys, they're from New Orleans too. And there's a lot of Louisiana guys on the team. So, it was nothing for me to get acclimated. Everybody knew me when I was coming here, too. So, it was kind of what's good? I'm happy you're here type of deal instead of, what's good? Who are you type of deal? You know what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely. So, this summer for the entire team, the SWAT teams, I keep hearing about SWAT teams and what it's done to kind of build leadership within the team. What's your perception, or what's the SWAT team been like for you?
When I first got here, we got something called, the SWAT leadership board. So, it's your SWAT team. So if you go below the standard, I got it on the back of my T-shirt here. If you go below the standard, it's something like you're not doing your job or what you're supposed to be doing off the field and on the field.
Right.
So when I first got here, I wasn't acclimated to that type of stuff. So I was below the standard. And my Sherman used to be telling me man, you need to get on your stuff, But I never knew that this was calculating literally every move I made. So when I got acclimated to that over over the summer, I was above the standard the whole 8 weeks, and it's kind of a self-check type of deal. Make sure you go to class, tutoring, workouts on time. You weigh in, you take all your meal checks, pills, anything you have to do. You make sure you do it to stay above that standard.
Absolutely. Did you know Frank Wilson before you got here?
I knew Frank a little bit because he recruited my friend Logan Diggs in high school, but
which Logan ended up in Notre Dame, right?
Yeah, he went to Notre Dame. Yeah. Yep. Sadly, you know what I'm saying? That's my dog, but yeah, I knew Frank a little bit, but me and Frank relationship been growing and growing ever since I got here. Because he knew me, but he didn't know me for real.
Yeah.
But he's starting to get to know me, and me and him starting to click.
The staff is spread out around the country, but the New Orleans flavor on it is strong.
Yeah,
right.
For sure.
Whether it's Hank or Frank Wilson or Sherman, like the guys you're talking
Coach
about.
Carter,
Yeah. What is that? There's a lot of pride in that inside that locker room, I'd imagine.
So for sure, like whenever we get a recruit from New Orleans, I'll be like, I'm going to holler at them too, because they're going to take them to me. I'm going to holler at them when we both from the same city. Like, we got a lot that we can relate on. Like my guy,
Big
Stamps.
Tyree.
Yeah, Stamps.
Yeah.
That's my dog. Me and Stamps were the same high school. I had talked to Stamps. They were like, man, I need you to come talk to Stamps. Like, he from New Orleans. Man, I went talk to Stamps, man, and then like 30, 45 minutes later, they said he committed.
Wow.
But like Stamps, that's like my little brother. Like,
yeah,
I love Stamps. Like, we went to the same school and everything. Same fit. We was on the same team for my senior year. Yeah. And like, I wouldn't say mentor because I don't like saying mentoring people, but I helped him. You see
Big
what I'm
brother.
saying? Yeah. As he grew, I helped him in his confidence.
I called high school football on the radio for like 8 or 9 years, and I called it for U High for like 6 of them, and we would go play y'all Rummel, right? And it was always street fights.
Oh yeah,
right. I mean, it was some high school big time football. A lot of dogs come out of Jay Roth's program. What did Rummel mean to you? What does Jay Roth mean to you? Roth's still the head coach down there, right?
Nah, Coach Roth isn't the head coach no more, unfortunately. But it's Coach Monica. He's another great dude.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Coach Monica's a great coach. He's more like Coach Roth was your old school guy, like hard nosed,
ass kicker.
Yeah, you waking up real tour days. You waking up at 6 in the morning, practice at 6:30,
right? And
then you coming back at 2. This in high school though.
Yeah.
But yeah, Coach Roth was more like the hard nosed type of guy, but Coach Monica's more like the newer generation, and like he's more versatile with his play calling and stuff like that. So my junior year in high school, we was ranked 11th in the nation.
Yeah.
So me going through that system
is this Jamar? Is this Jamar's senior year?
No, this is Pig's senior year.
Okay.
And Coy's senior year.
Yeah.
And me going through that situation, me learning all the defenses through Coach Monica, it kind of made my college transition easier because we was learning like 8 different coverages in high school, running it every week. So when I got to college, you got a big old playbook. So when I got here, it wasn't as hard as for like other kids that come from high school because I feel like Rummel prepares you for the next level.
Yeah. What's this time of year like for a football player? What's like? I mean, you're 24 hours away. I know you get your girlfriend's here with you now. What's the communication? What's life like? How's it change over the next day?
I was just saying, like, it's kind of like I don't have a life right now. It's like I'm working right now for a greater good. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. I don't look at it as what's like how my life is right now. Life is what it is right now. I got to do what I got to do right now to be where I want to be in the future. That's what it is.
Yeah. But as you gear up for camp and football is on the horizon, you put the pads on here in a week and a half. You put helmets on tomorrow, Friday. What's that? Is that a mental check is that a mental switch that you flip, or you kind of in it already?
We 100% locked in now. Like it's game time. So whatever it takes, almost. That's how it is.
Absolutely. Kolbe, it's great to meet you, bro.
Nice meeting you too. I appreciate it.
Man, I appreciate you coming through here, man. It's gonna be fun to watch y'all play here. You feel the momentum around town? Like
for sure. I feel the momentum every time I walk into the building. Yeah. Everybody happy. Yeah, everybody knows what's coming.
Best of luck to you, bro.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Kolbe Fields, transfer linebacker in from South Carolina, New Orleans native, back home where he should be, rocking the purple and gold. They get ready for the opener versus Florida State in his hometown, in the Dome, coming up on September 4th, that first Sunday in September. We'll be back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show tomorrow at 7 a.m. Make sure to hit that like button, share button, comment button. We'll be back with you tomorrow, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet.